Greetings, technology enthusiasts. I am Chandrahas and I am delighted to be here with you representing CyberBrainer. Do you not believe that the technology sector is advancing at an unprecedented rate, making this an opportune moment to acquire the skills that will facilitate your progress? With CyberBrainer, we are empowering you to take control of your own future. At CyberBrainer, we do not merely impart your interests. We assert that information is power, yet it is the application of knowledge that distinguishes you. Our courses are meant to equip you with essential skills, whether you are pursuing data science, understanding artificial intelligence, or delving into cybersecurity. Let us commence the session and seize the future today. Thank you.
Emergency access rule. Basically, we talk will be using, to give access to a particular system. Now, on an emergency basis to perform certain tasks. Let's say, if I want to perform some changes in the database, and for that changes in the database, I need an access. Basically, ideally, in database, there will be no access given. Once we raise a request, that will get approved and will get access only for some hours. That is why we have the emergency access in the place, right? How we're going to create? Like if you go to role, it is almost similar to our normal application role access. But here only the thing is, there is a time frame. And once the time frame is over, the access will get revoked. I'll be, I think, already created, right? Employee emergency role, right? If I open that, this is the role which we created. Write the name, display name. And only thing, the difference is role type, should be emergency. But here there is also one endpoint is there. That means this role is specific to our activity application. If I go to entitlement, right, I have to add an entitlement. Let's say as I enter, I will be giving access to this. Only flow HR I have added as an emergency role, right? For emergency role, right? What else configure we can do? This is maximum time frame I have given to. That means for 2 hours only, it will get access for emergency role. Some more configure is required for your emergency role, right? Where we can do that. If I go to admin right here, we have a configuration inside that global config. If you go to role menu roles, there will be tab or emergency access role. For emergency access role, I have to mention like what is the start date and what is the end date. I'll mark it as end date is mandatory. Right? Now, if I submit the request, right? If I go to raise the request now, what will happen? Let's see, I'll go to IaaS. In the IRS, I'll be requesting access for the OR. You have the emergency title to the request emergency access. In the IaaS request emergency access role, let me choose any of the user and click on next. Now we see there is an emergency role which is configured employee underscore emergency role. Let me add it to the cart and click on checkout. We mentioned end it as a mandatory. That's why you see there is a strict mark coming for the end date. I have to populate the end date. Let's see. I need the access for today only up to another 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock for 10. Up to this, the access will be there, right? And I'll be mentioned comment. Submit it and let me submit the request. Once I submit the request, you can click on the view status right. And emergency role right. It is approved. If I go to the task, it generated 2 tasks for me. One is for new account and this one at access. Basically, I was trying to raise access for this entitlement flow richer as the user doesn't have any accounts. First, it created this task and the next, get that access. This is almost similar, right? For you. This is almost similar like for your normal application role, how you're accessing. Only thing is it has a certain time limit. Now, if I go and process the task, let me go click on admin and here, if I go to the job control panel, I'll go to the BUSU treasure, click action, start. Is the application name and here I'll process first new account and then add access and click on submit. Once the job finish right, the task will get processed and the user will have access to that particular application. What will happen when the 2 hours over? There is a job back in there, right? For each and every right of your role, right? Once it kicked up after 2 hours. 1. Your reboot task will be created. What happened now? The job is finished. If I open the job right, I'll refresh. And if I go to the task, see the task is completed. Now user will have access to this entire thing. And if I go to admin now, open the user, test it, hit enter and open the user, go to account. In the database training, say right. You see, the associated entire machine will have this flow, but when the 2 hours or the time frame, whatever we have mentioned, right, of 4 o'clock up to after 4 o'clock and your end task will get better. We will pass. We'll get it for this access because it's an emergency role and the user will lost access again. This is how your emergency access rate role is configured. Let me write a single line here. Emergency configure access. Emergency business need erase certain field of and after that. This is how we deal with the emergency role. Let me show you something more right. I'll be jumping to a different topic today with some more concept. We have discussed your user's account. Entire talk role, we talk right. Security system we have gone. Connection we have gone right. Now let me talk about something about a sub-role. We talk right role. This is your enterprise role and your application role. We talk emergency role, right? I'll be covering today what is sub-role. In a single line. If I try to explain what is the sub-role, we can consider sub-role. I will say you saw, that is we have here like IARS, History, Roles, Analytics, Attestation, Admin, right? All these menu right. All are mentioned here, right? We have. If you look at our saving window, how does it look, right? If this is your saving window, here we have our ARS menu, here we have our SODI, here we have our analytic. You have your admin. All these menu are mentioned, right? Let's consider there is two user, one is 2568336. 299,389. Consider there are two users present in your saving window. This is your saving environment. And there are two users present. One is this user, one is this one, this 256,336. He is able to view all this menu. He can view everything. But 288,389, he is able to view ARS menu. All other this menu, right, these menu, it is hidden for him. He cannot view all this menu. It is not visible for this user. Why it is not visible for this user? Because this 289, it belongs to end user SAV. 28389, it belongs to end user end underscore user SAV. But 2568836, this user belongs to your role underscore admin SAV. How this is controlled? This menu, right? It is controlled through SAV. SAV specifically mentioned. If I have a SAV basically controls me what information I can view. That thing, it is configured under SAV. SAV controls the visibility or the access rate of a user. What I can see here, let me show you, right? If I go to this menu, I have login as admin user, right? You can see my username is admin. And I am able to see all ARs, SODI rows, analytic, access and admin. How I am able to view all this thing by default? Let me show you my user itself. If I go to user, right? I am also user, right? If I open my user admin, just hit enter, open this user first user admin. And go to role. SAV. Click on SAV. You see I am a part of the role underscore admin, right? Role underscore admin. What is this role name? Basically, this is a SAV role. How we can configure a SAV role? Basically, that is the question. If I go to admin, right? In admin, click this three dot. And here you see the SAV role menu. Expand the SAV role, right? Click on the SAV role. We see a lot of SAV role out there. Predefinedly, always remember. If I remember there is two SAV role will be always predefined. One is your role underscore UI admin. What is the first one? Role underscore admin. This role underscore EI admin, it will represent by default. And role underscore admin, these two served already will be present. Role underscore admin. Basically, this role is given to the person who need entire access of the system. If I work as a developer or a Saviynt engineer, then I need the role underscore admin. Let's say this Saviynt management system it is using or it is used to manage Xerox company, right? People who are working under Xerox company, all the end user, they do not need role underscore admin. They need only to request for something for them, right? That is an end user. How I can limit their access? Let's see if I go create a SAV role, I'll create a simple SAV role. I'll create a new SAV role. Give the name. Remember always SAV role name will be capital. That is a thumb rule. SAV. First point we came right. And what is SAV role we discussed? SAV role is used to control the accessibility of the user. SAV role is used to control the accessibility of the system. A SAV role can restrict the access of the user. SAV role name should be capital. If I go here, I have to give a SAV role name. SAV role should always start with capital role. Also, how you can mention the role? Underscore. I'll give end underscore user. One name. But it should be started with role underscore always it will be started with role. And I'm giving the same description. Click on create. Once you click on create, you can see a lot of options is coming right. We gave a role name. We gave a description. Status by default is effective, right? I can mention the home page as well. Basically, this is right. Once I log in, if you see I'm always landing up in the ARS menu. But you can change it to come to your admin menu. That information. Also, you can mention here who can request the access for whom based on SAV role. If you look at this is telling if I am user rate for whom I should be able to request. I can request for you or for anybody else or not. This is the end user rate. We should mention here. Request one label down to the hierarchy. What does it mean? If I am a manager, I can request for my reporting who report for me. That thing I'm mentioning here. One label down to the hierarchy. For whom can the role user approve the request? I can approve request. One level down to the hierarchy. what I'm mentioning here. I can request who is reporting to me, but not other person request I cannot approve. That information I'm mentioning here. And request history, what request I can see. I'm mentioning here all requests, just to confirm, just to show you. Otherwise, I will not be able to see any request. That's why I'm mentioning here request history or request. And after that, I'm leaving all this thing blank. The information, keep it like that. And jump to the 1, 2, 3, third option here. What should I see here? I should see request access for other, only this one. And I'll see request approval, this 2 min, and any other things I required. I can see request enterprise row. 3 thing I have been able in 23. Now what I'll do? I'll go to the access. See, there is no access given to me. What I can do are new access. I'll type here only hours. What I'm typing here is all the hours selected thing. I'm selecting here and I'm adding to me. Now what will happen? The role is almost ready. This sub row. I'll add a simple user to it to give to access. admin. Now what I'll do? I'll add a new user here. What is the username? The Adam sees user is Adam. And as I did Adam themselves, I am adding this user. This user, Adam C, is a part of rule on a scooter user. Let me reset the password of this user, Adam C. I log in as a Adam C user, I do not function. Search for this user. Manage the set password. After resetting and click on save. Now Adam C is resetted. For this reason. Keep all these things same, only I look on a new incognito and log in this. Adam C user. Come back. Give the password whatever I give. What happened? Password is not taking what I made and instead let me set it again. I think I made some error there. Save it. Because of the password is set. Now again come back here. It is the URL. In as Adam C. Again, it is asking the username, give that. And click on next. Answer the security question first is I'm writing color. Click on save. Once I log in here, right? Let me say this user. There's some problem with the user. Open this user. See, this is the problem. I have already added this user to all other. I'm simply removing again. I remove everything from this user. Come back. Refresh this URL. Or this sub rule is removed. Now again I'll go to the sub rule menu. Sub. And search for our sub rule which we created. Rule underscore and underscore user. Right. This sub rule created, and here what is the user? I'll add the user again. Add new user. This is the user we created. Give access to it and save it. After saving it, now come back to here to the second tab which we opened. Log. And log in again. What is the user ID? Adam C give the password. Then Rafi said. Log. Now what you see? You see only hours when right. Nothing else is visible for this user. Because this is an end user and we tell like, because this is an end user, I want to give only. Rule underscore user access only hours. Nothing else is visible for this user. If I open this right, see the admin menu is gone also right. Nothing else visible for him. Because this user is not an admin user. He is a simple normal user who is working on a company. He will be able to only view request history and request approval. That is why I made it. If you go back here right in the sub role, this sub role is already opened, right? In the sub role details, I said request history. All request I mentioned right. That is why. He can view all the request. If I go to request, who all the request he can view. But what request he can approve? He can approve raised for him or himself or who is reporting under him. That's why you don't see the request approval here. Nothing is visible for him. This is how, like we configured our sub role. Right? What control we can give to the user? Ideally, what happened in the industry or in the company? There will be one specific role underscore end user or people who belongs to HR, right? They will have a different sub role. HR will be able to see only HR related information. Let's say you have an auditor, right, in the company. Auditor need only access to analytics to make a report, to run the attestation and errors. They don't need the admin menu. Simply, you can skip the admin menu. That is how the sub role is configured. I will be showing another sub role. That is role underscore uadmin. That is most important thing. I believe it won't work from here, but let me try. Or else we can try from the backend. From the backend, we can try. This Adam user is there, right? I said. There is another sub role. Role underscore UI admin this sub role. It is given to people, right, to perform admin task, or they can perform. They can change the name of any level. Let me show how this is done. I will go add a user. Again, I am doing the Adam user, adding it here, right? Adding user now part of two role. One was a role underscore end user, right? Let me go here. From here, delete this Adam user. Adam user only part of now role underscore UI admin. If I go to role underscore UI admin, open it, and this user only. Now I will go again. I will log in, log out, and again log in with the Adam user. Enter the username, enter the password, log. I don't have access to this page. Let me add the cancel. I believe she needs the access to role underscore admin. Let me engage her. And the role underscore environment. No access given, right? Let me. Now if I go and refresh it, let me see. Close the civils, open a new ground, and try. Use your name. From UI, it's not working properly. That is why you don't see the things here. I think any other thing is missing here. Alright, came. Access is there. Request map. If I go to request map, 3T for request. Oh, and I'm there only. Role underscore UI admin. I think from your UI again it happening. It's not working properly. The sub rule. But you see this pane I can write once I assign this user. Right? This role underscore UI admin user is there. Or the sub rule. If I assign this items user to this sub rule and log in as right, it will see me a pencil icon in each and every menu. Basically, it's not loading properly. Otherwise, you see, you can click on the pencil icon. This edit label right, it will allow you to edit options. There is a problem in this specific version, but we have a other way. How we can, modify, and that is, that is the most proficiency way, or correct way to modify the things, or any level, we can modify it right. How we can do that? That is, we can do it from the backend server, basically. How it is done? It is done through the backend server. There is a file called message.properties. Let me install the putty. I think putty is already configured, right? It's not done. Let me grab the putty properly now. Putty and the necessary. This is it, putty and the necessary. Let me install both the things. Give a minute. It is installing both the things right. Let me type putty here. Open. Here we have to give our address right, where it is we able to log in 92 Hunty fix 6.1. Type this and enter and 66.11. Click open. Accept. What is the username? Root password root23. Once you log in inside right, just give seed, then type. We have here a patch we have right here. Then we have our bin. Or I believe it will be web apps. Inside web apps we have our after that you see there is we have web app right. Hit enter. We see inside that we have our grill shop. Let me this one maybe. And inside this one we have our I wait. This is your whole location. The location path is we are looking for this message properties file. This message properties file. If you do enter any changes, I'll show you what changes we can do it. Right. What is the location? Let me copy this location. This is your location. If I go back, right, let me copy this file. Let me see whether we need to go download or not. Already been installed. Let me connect to the WinRecipe and try to grab that file. Fix it and give the username root. Root13 and open it. Let's try to establish the connection. What is the file? We are trying right. It was inside your root. Or base root directory, it was up. Then a patch tomcat. See web apps, inside web apps we had XM folder. Under M it is webinf. And under webinf you have Graylab, right? And I18, write this file and messenger properties. This was the file which we edited, right? Now, if you try to grab the file to local location, just go to the desktop and just copy it. We got this file here. Now let's come back. Close this one. If you try to open the file now, go to the desktop. Message properties, right click, edit with Notepad++. Here you see all the label is configured in this file. How you can? How do you get to know which file I need to configure? If I go back here, right to my Saviynt window. How I will do? I will go to admin. Click on this 3 button. Open the user, right? And open any of the user. And after opening that, if you go to other attribute, let's say, I see custom property 1, right? I just wanted to rename this attribute custom property 1. This is coming under your users, right? Let me go back to that file again, message properties, right? You will be seeing great account dot like that you have users dot will be there. That means I'm changing from users dot custom property 1. Even on the cloud version, I know, not on promotion computer on the Comcat, but here on the cloud version we have access to the porting servers. No, that it won't be there, because in this version what we have, right, it is not properly viewing, right? That's why I'm showing you in the backend. Basically, if you wanted to change, we can update in the UI itself and later version. Yes, UI you can update up to some version, not up to the extended one. What I mean, you cannot change everything in the UI. That is not possible. UI is some of the like what I show you now, right? You can change this custom property level. The way I showed you, right, you can go to sub role. Open the role under Sky UI admin. Assign one user or yourself, then only you see there is a pen icon will come. And click on that and edit it. This custom property 1 value, you can edit it, but that is up to some extent. You cannot go ahead and change any child entitlement of child and tandem. That is not possible from UI. Because in UI all this file or all this level are not exposed for you. That's why you cannot view it from here. Just to show you, to make you things properly, that it is coming from this file only. I am showing you, and if you need, maybe conversion how we request the file name changes. If you want the label, do we need to contact the savings support? Yes, you have to contact the savings support itself. You have to raise a request, right? Like I have an access certification, or I have a campaign inside that campaign. This attribute, I need to change it. They will be accepting your ticket. They will be reaching out to the DevOps team or themselves. They will raise a request or get access for your emergency rule. They will get access for 2 to 3 hours through the database. And they can grab this file and change it for you. And once the change is done, they will inform you. That is how the proper real changes happen right in the backend. Or it is done by your save and take. This uses a scope or custom property. Let me go ahead and I see. You see how you come to know this is the place where I need to change it, that you think you can configure or confirm. Once you go to the user other attribute, you see in the other attribute how many attribute we have up to custom property 65, right? Just come down and see. Do you see up to 65 custom property attribute here or not? Then only you will came to know this is the perfect location where I need to change it. You see 49 is there, right? Or what I can do? Let me copy the label here. Find it, give 65, label custom properties 65 and custom properties value is 65. Now search it. It's not giving here. You just use custom property 65.label. Up to 49 it is just, I don't think this is the correct one. Or let me search it if I found any other instance. Only one is there. If this is the one, if you scroll a little up, what you see here, you just assume property 1.label. Like that we will have. If I go go back, scroll down or scroll up, user.username or user.firstname, right? Some attribute like that, it will be there. Like user.country.label, it is there, right? This is, I believe, the correct position where you can change it. User.update name, username city, all the label are here, right? I can go ahead and change custom property to. Ideally, what we need to do, we need to change it here and save it and import it back. But I believe here it is not working. What I can do if I go back here, copy this, grab this value, right? User custom property dot. Let me search again whether it is there. It is only one instance. I copied this value. Now go to your WinSAP server again. What we did from the server, we extracted the file and we downloaded it to our local. I will be opening there itself the file, just edit it here only. And Ctrl F, find that line here. It is there, right? It was custom property too. I will change the label name to something. Mine job code I will give here. Mine job code after giving that. This is saved. To make control and save it. Copy this line again before closing it. Edit this file again. Ctrl F, whatever we copy, paste it and find it. It is there, right? Cancel it. Now we have made the changes to the label one. But we need a restart of the server. It won't do automatically. Most specific change, but always it won't change. If I come back to see still, I see custom property to write. What I need to do? I need a simple do a restart of the server. For the restarting of the server, I need to do the same thing. What I can do? Let me clear this window. Give cdepatch tomcat. Ops opera patch tomcat. We have your shutdown.s command, right? Startup to start the server. Shutdown.s to the shutdown. But sometimes the shutdown port also. It is not configured and work. That time what you can do? You have to grab the, what you have to do? You have to grab the tomcat port location in which port it is running. Basically, I can give -if grep tomcat. I saw the tomcat is. I am again confused actually between this two port. I believe this is the port. Let me kill this port now. This is process, right, not port. That is the process, you are correct. If you kill the process, it will fail the port. I think I killed the wrong port. Actually, that was your put free server which was running in that process only. Ideally, it should have the left one, not the right one. If you kill any of the process right, the instance will get killed, and inside that, your port also will get killed. 880 it is running, right? If I go to Apache Tomcat bin again, right? And now I will give the command peace minus, here grape tomcat. This is the process number, right? I need to kill it. Kill -9. This is telling no such process. I doubt this will work or not. Let me see. It's setting down. Let me see what it did. Here tell -f Catalina.opt. It's basically trying to stop my server. Now let's see. Let me refresh the URL now. I go back again, give the start button of the tape. I said. Lost in hypernet. Let's start the server again and see. Ideally, we are running